What's up guys, Cage here with another crypto update. Hope everybody's doing well and let's kick it off. First up, the XRP price calculator. So I'm going to link this right in the top of the YouTube video description if you'd like to check this out. So based off of the total estimated daily transaction volume measured in the trillions of dollars, we can edit this amount, we can put in the average time in days between transactions per single XRP, potentially consider store value as well, and then when you click calculate, it'll actually calculate a value of XRP. Now, I saw some guys on Instagram and TikTok actually resharing this calculator and calling it the secret XRP price calculator. And this is actually old. We've done videos on this a couple years ago, and this was actually based off of the original paper right here, a fundamental valuation framework for crypto assets. And right within this website, you can actually click and read the paper. As you can see, created by Robbie Mitchnick and Susan Athey. All models are wrong, but some are useful. Now keep in mind, there are always vested interests in the space, whether it's ETHgate, whether it's Ripple, whether it's any crypto asset. And in this paper, Susan says that she also holds various crypto assets directly. And all references to Ripple or XRP in this paper are based on only publicly available info. Notice they both have a background over at Stanford. Now per this model, right on page 20, we can see that there are two prices listed for XRP. They have a high estimate of $32.91, and they have a low estimate right here of $6.37. And as they say, we assigned a 25% probability to the XRP success case, and assumed XRP was effectively worthless in the XRP failure case. You can see that Robbie Mitchnick spent time with Ripple during the summer of 2017. Now what's also interesting is this older article with BlackRock. We can see BlackRock is hiring a blockchain vice president. Who did they choose? In April 2019, BlackRock hired former Ripple executive Robbie Mitchnick to lead its digital assets area. So if you want to check out this Ledger Insights article, I highly recommend it. And I know I also shared clips of this podcast of Robbie Mitchnick back in the day. Now speaking of the caliber of both Robert Mitchnick and Susan Athey, we can see that Susan Athey was actually at the 2013 Bilderberg Conference. The most powerful people in the world meet here. Notice this was held in the UK. And as we know, she actually joined the Ripple board of directors for Ripple in 2014, shortly after the conference. I also wanted to give a big thank you to LJ along with R for originally sharing this. So LJ just shot me a DM right when I was actually working on this video, so I wanted to cover this in the beginning because this information is awesome. Next up, we have XRP Darren sharing this screenshot, an absolute must follow, and we can see right here comparing the MoneyGram fees using a credit card. These transfer fees are over $100, and this transfer fee is still $20, just sending $1,000. So $140 divided by 1,000, that's a 14% fee. That's absurd. Now, in regions like the UAE, the average remittance fee for cross-border payments is roughly 7%. This is double. Now, let's just say it was $20 right here for this online bank account. Now, $20 divided by sending $1,000, that's still a 2% fee. It should and consistently be fractions of a penny in the future. So Darren says that this is MG or MoneyGram, and I was going to test USDC on XLM. This screenshot is the old way. So this is an older screenshot, but I just wanted to point out right there an example of 14% fees, 2% fees, absurd. And in the world of remittances, there are millions of people that regularly, maybe on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, sending $500 or $1,000 home to their loved ones. They cannot afford a 14% fee or even a 2% fee. $20 or $140 really adds up. Next up, as we know, Tranglo, and Ripple does have a huge stake in Tranglo, enables XRP's on-demand liquidity services across 25 payment corridors. So right now we have over 24 corridors sending XRP on a daily basis. Now this is older, shared by Tranglo, but we can see 250,000 transactions worth $48 million, processed in 100 days. Thanks to Ripple's on-demand liquidity, XRP. Now another quote by Ashish Burla, what's great about the crypto market is that every year or so, the amount of liquidity doubles. In 2013, crypto liquidity, or the daily volume I should say, was below $1 billion per day. Toward the beginning of 2022, it was over 100 billion, growing by a factor of 100. And this will continue to grow. Next up, shared by the HBAR Foundation, a quick clip of Kevin O'Leary speaking with CryptoJab and Cointelegraph.
Realistic about what works and what doesn't. I truly believe 100%, I tell regulators this too, within a decade, crypto will be the 12th sector of the S&P 500. We have to realize that there's so much intellectual capital going into problem solving around payment systems, around tokenization, around NFTs, authenticating physical assets. There's so much going on that you got to be a student of it. You have to do it. You have to understand it. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. I've got a whole team A whole team in my operating company does nothing except crypto. We're looking around the world for new projects. I'm very fortunate. I get opportunities all the time. I'm a shareholder in FTX. I own a piece of Circle, Polygon, HBAR, on and on and on. I'm in deep. I'm in there. We're at 20% of our operating company's balance sheet in all kinds of crypto opportunities because I get the joke. I understand where it's going. Now, if you're not willing to take the time to educate yourself and build a team around you that can do the analysis, well, I think you'll be a loser. I think you'll underperform the overall market. I think you'll miss out on this new nascent sector that's coming into the market. You've got to embrace it. You've got to understand it. You've got to learn by buying it, managing it, understanding the volatility, and watching it. That's how it works.
So I shared this and I saw a lot of comments saying that Kevin O'Leary is just pumping his bags. I don't really necessarily think that. I think he just named a few things that he was holding. I know he's talked about Avalanche in the past. And overall, I agree with the sentiment. He just named use cases for NFTs, supply chain, payments, everything you can imagine. And anybody to think that this is just pure hype doesn't understand what this asset class is going to become. If you've been here for 5 years, you've seen the growth. You can't dispute TVL, the growth from going to 1 billion to 200 billion plus. We just shared that quote by Ashish Burla talking about crypto liquidity doubling. This is exponential growth. And I don't think it's hype. He says within 10 years, that's plenty of time, that crypto, the asset class, will become the 12th sector of the S&P. If you look at self-sovereign identity, if you look at the trillions of dollars in the metaverse and all types of new products and payments, to me, this is easily doable. Now, before diving into Everest ID with their token ID along with their stablecoin, which is their credit token, it is one of the only digital assets that is fully regulatory compliant on a global basis. They have a VFA DeFi license. We'll talk about that. I wanted to share this 20-second clip shared by Raul Pal. So Jamil, thank you for the tag. Listen to what he says.
Which is why everyone's trying to spin up these compliant DeFi platforms, because then you get unlimited capital, because that's where the trillions of dollars is. The trillions of dollars is not you and me going behind the sofa and getting more coins to try and stick into the market.
So what he says is that trillions of dollars, essentially unlimited capital, exists for these compliant DeFi platforms. Next up, guys, so this video right here I did 3 months ago. Indonesia's largest bank, Ripple XRP Algo, and Everest ID could be bigger than we think. And 3 months later, I'm talking about Everest ID again today because they just announced an integration with the XRP ledger. So this will be linked in the YouTube video description. We can see under their partners, we have Visa, Ethereum, Polygon, Aave, Kyber, Chainlink, Ocean, ID 2020. And ID 2020 is a digital ID alliance. And look at their founding partners. And remember, this is tied to Everest ID along with XRP. Accenture, one of the biggest organizations in the world for digital transformation, one of the first investors in the company Ripple. Microsoft, the Rockefeller Foundation. Under general partners, we have Facebook, we have Hyperledger. Now you can go through the Hyperledger Foundation, a massive list of crypto projects, including Hedera, Quants, you name it. We have MasterCard. And we can also see Bank BRI or Bank BRI. And this is one of the largest banks in Indonesia. 30 million retail clients, 4,000 branches. We can see back in 2020 that this BRI remittance brings digital identity to banking with blockchain partnership. And they're actually referencing Everest right here, a blockchain-based digital payments provider, to offer bank users a blockchain-based digital commerce platform that will allow Indonesians and Europeans to easily exchange value across international borders. So on coinmarketcap.com, we can see Everest and the ticker is ID, like identification. We can see it's currently at 7 cents. The market cap is at 8.3 million. And I assume in the future, we'll see some more exchange listings. So right here, we have a tweet shared by the CEO of Everest, Bob Reed. Everest is partnered with Bitso, and we're super familiar with Bitso for instant low-cost remittances. Everest programmable licensed stablecoins, we'll talk about that keyword being licensed. They have a VFA license for DeFi. That means they are compliant, unlike most projects. Plus XRP or similar, plus Everchain and the XRP ledger. And partners instant liquidity. We can send money around the world nearly instantly, starting with the US-Mexican peso corridor. So Everest has officially partnered with Bitso, the largest crypto exchange in Latin America, as we know that on-demand liquidity also leverages Bitso, to give Mexican-based users the ability to convert their credit token plus XRP and other cryptos into Mexican pesos. So the full video is available on their Twitter at everest.org, but let's actually play this quick clip.
We then issue our credit token that comes with all the instructions of, hey, this should be turned into XRP or BTC or something like that. And the exchange rate for that should be this into MXN. We package all of that together and then send it over to your side of the fence. And that's where Bitso does its magic.
Correct. So within Bitso, within Everest Bitso account, they're able to convert any type of stablecoin, cryptocurrency that they have into local currency. In this case, directly into Mexican pesos. And through us and through our rails, they're able to instantly send out Mexican pesos to any bank account via local SPAY network.
We can see that Bitso also made the announcement of their partnership with Everest. Our users will be able to carry out transactions in both crypto and pesos worldwide in a matter of minutes at a lower cost. Now, speaking of Everest ID being partnered with this bank BRI, one of the largest banks in Indonesia, and also essentially announcing an integration with the XRP ledger right on their Twitter. We have Ripple sharing this as well. We're excited to be shortlisted in the BIS, or Bank of International Settlements, the central bank of central banks, and Bank Indonesia, the central bank of Indonesia. Their G20 challenge for our central bank digital currency solution. 90% of central banks are exploring CBDCs. Now, also something to remember is even shared by Everest back in May, we can see our licenses grant Everest the ability to have local rails throughout the world. Now remember, this is much more than just the Mexican peso corridor with Bitso. We can see plenty of corridors here in a variety of countries, including Brazil with the Brazilian real. We have New Zealand, Australia, Indonesia, of course, Singapore, the Philippines. We have Hong Kong, Korea, and Japan, and the entire Eurozone. And this can serve as both fiat and crypto accounts. So because of the licensing that they already have, they have the ability to have local rails throughout the entire world. And remember, in the previous video, we talked about Swift, and 4% of transactions fail. We're talking 4 out of 100 transactions fail, and it can take 3 to 5 days to even send money. Right here, we have a solution that is seamless for crypto and fiat. And you can also issue and redeem fiat-backed stablecoins that are not traded on exchanges, which means they are regulatory compliant and approved. So I'm actually going to retweet this right now just for reference. You guys can access this if you do watch this video. Make sure I'll mute this as well. So right here, we have the site and partners. We have a case study discussing the largest Indonesian bank and Everest, talking about the use cases. We did this video 3 months ago, and I just wanted to emphasize this. Matthew Alianoy actually shared this a long time ago, discussing Everest securing a VFA license to provide regulated DeFi globally. This was June of last year. Everest users to make cross-border payments without needing to obtain additional licenses. This seems like the perfect partner for cross-border payments and additional networks such as RippleNet. So Everest, the company, received regulatory approval for its globally programmable stablecoin, the credit token, CRDT, enabling cross-border payments, fiat on and off ramps worldwide. And this VFA license is from the Maltese, or the Malta Financial Services Authority, MFSA. Okay, so going off what we know today and everything that we've shared in this video, we know that Bitso is the largest crypto exchange in all of Latin America, available in Colombia, Argentina, Mexico. And we also know that Bitso, even 2 years ago, was using Ripple's on-demand liquidity to process 20%, 1/5 of remittances to Mexico. Now we have the company Everest, along with Bitso, the actual exchange, sharing this announcement and mentioning in tweets the ability to convert between XRP utilizing the XRP ledger. And Ripple, the company, is a Bitso partner. So this is super cool and definitely something to keep an eye on. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. All links can be found in my link tree linked in the video description, and I will catch you in the next one.